We have 19 hours until reset, and then we can no longer take our heroes back down to level 1. We can no longer reset heroes, so this is very important. We've had 6 days to be able to test out all the heroes we want to play, to be able to use different teams to get into different dungeons, AoE teams to do the Goblin Cave, all the domains, the first 2 dungeons that we come to get our gear, and now we need to settle on a good group of 6 to 7 heroes, depending on how often you've been running through the Goblin Cave here. That'll determine how much experience you have, but as free to play, you should be able to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 heroes. The 5 main ones that we're going to use, really 4 main core unit that we're going to use, and then 2 others. This is a really important thing that if we mess this up, it's really going to hurt a lot of players in the game, because we're about to unlock Goblin Cave 2. And everybody's going to be able to go there and get a massive amount of experience. Here is our journal. Goblin Cave 2 is going to be down below. And as soon as we beat this ooze boss, which everybody's going to be able to beat him tomorrow. He gets weaker every single day. We come in here tomorrow. He's going to be at the 3rd little eye thing that we go get a quest, and we go over here. And I promise, it's going to be easy to beat him. And as soon as we beat him, we're going to catch up to where anybody else who has already beat him today is. They're not getting some kind of major leap on us. We still have the same commission quests as they do, so we're still getting the same exact journey experience here. We're still going to be exactly the same place they are once we beat that ooze. We're going to be able to then immediately come down here to this 2nd Goblin Cave and then go to the ancient battlefield, that one. So then we come down, we do everything, and we're going to be at the same exact point that they're at. But we need an AoE team. We've got to have that. Could you imagine taking 5 heroes, if you can only do 5 or 6 or 7, and not having really any AoE? That means that when you get to the new Goblin Cave, you can't farm effectively to get experience to level up other heroes, which is what we're going to want to do, immediately level up a 7th or an 8th hero when we get down there, because we need to run it 10 times anyways. But without AoE heroes, you would probably not even be able to pass that one. You would fail it. You'd run out of time, and you'd have to come back to this Goblin Cave, and you wouldn't even be able to do the highest one you could do here. With all single target, with barely any AoE, you would have to move down. Out of the core group we're going to choose, we got to have some AoE in there. That doesn't mean they have to have AoE both of their abilities, but at least one of their abilities needs to have a good AoE in it. So my core group that I'm going with is going to be Arena, the main character, which is so versatile and so strong. We're going to go with Horus as our main tank, and then Hexandra as our healer. This is a free-to-play 4 comp. I can use this comp in the dungeon still to go over to Grave of Venom, and I can level up 1 more and do really well in Grave of Curse. This other rare that I'm going to do a dedicated video on, which is amazing in Grave of Curse. I've also done a Grave of Curse. I've done a Grave of Venom video to help you get all the gear. It's free to play and go over all the mechanics for you. So go check those out. I put both of those out in the last 2 days. So that's my core group of 4 that we can use to help us right now to conquer anything that we come up against in the story mode while we're going down to the 2nd Goblin Cave. Anything we need to fight, we got a tank, we got a healer. Main character can do ice shields, can do lightning to stun, and can do fire for even more damage. Then I have her, which I think I'm going to put my skill books into. I've been saving these. I've got 11 now, and really all I want to hit is this 25%. If I can hit this 25% so that she'll have a 100% chance to remove 1 buff and decrease attack 2, I'll stop. Because I don't know what other rare I'm going to want to invest in to really, do this. Because this is important. I'm not really lowering her skill time. I'm not increasing damage on somebody. I'm actually making it to where she's very effective then. Where you don't have this 25% chance of not removing a buff, not applying the 50% decrease attack. This is really important. And if I was unlucky, that would mean 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Still have a few more, and we're going to gain more as we play the game. But hopefully I won't get unlucky. Hopefully I can keep like 6, and then I'll hit this, and then there'll be another rare like Usa or somebody like that I want to increase her damage. Or maybe Inna, I want to get her 3rd ability faster so we can use her more effectively in the flame domain to remove all those buffs. And if you don't know who Inna is, she's on my rare tier list as SS. She removes a buff. We're going to use her in the Fey Meander that we already did a video on, removing all those poisons. We're going to use her in the flame domain. We're going to use her in another dungeon to remove debuffs after the ancient battlefield down there to get one of our runes. So she's really important. So that's my core 4. Now I need 2 more AoE champions. That doesn't mean they need AoE on both of their abilities, but AoE on at least one of their abilities. And these are the 2 I've been using so far. Now this, Vetemir, is very good. He's an epic. If you have to use rares, just look through the rares. I don't even know if I'm going to use this guy anymore. I think I'm going to use Usha because Usha does have an AoE 3x3 square. So I'm pretty sure I'm just going to use her instead because I want to use her on the Vortex boss as well to get damage. So I could bring her in with my other old man that does do a little bit of frost. Not as much as Dork, that troll that we just saw. But that troll, I think she can be just as effective. The problem that I have is that I like to go in with my main tank is Horus in the Goblin Cave because I did a video on this showing you how to get through the Goblin Cave and group up the goblins. I like it when that tank's up there and he's self-sustaining because we got new gear. Look at that, all that HP gear. He's massive now. He's got 35,000 HP, 700 defense, and all we got is this gear that you can get from level 1 at the Grave of Curse. Very easy to do. Again, videos on that. They've already been posted last night. Now that he's so tanky, he can easily run in front and all the goblins fold on him. So it's easy to get those 3x3 squares and those other big AoEs in there and hit all the goblins. So I put him in there and then I have AoE here with the main character, AoE here, and then I have 2 other AoEs. It's extremely important, again, for the Goblin Cave. We got to get that experience. It tells us to run it now. It's going to tell us to run like stage 3 of the Goblin Cave, and then it's going to tell us to run stage 4 or 5 multiple times throughout our journal. Many times. And we're going to want to, because then we can now branch out with all that great experience, take these 7 that we have here, and we'll have 8, 9, 10, 11. We'll be able to level up, guys, for all the different dungeons that we face, the world boss, and we won't feel like it's good. It's good because we won't have to go reset heroes anymore. It's actually a really good thing. We just got to be smart about getting down to the Goblin Cave, which we're going to do tomorrow, right after we beat the Ooze boss. So I'm going to take him out, and I'm going to take her in here. Again, the only thing I'm worried about is when she's running behind Horus. Is she going to be attacked sometimes? But she does put a shield on herself. So maybe with that, I'll test it out on the current Goblin Cave. Maybe with her shielding herself on her second ability and him doing frost, her getting that 3x3 square, AoE here, and then the tank in front, it'll be just as good. I'm hoping. And I think with that much AoE, I'll be fine. I'm going to test it out right now. If it doesn't work out, if she messes everything up, then I'll do the other AoEer. And then when I get down to Goblin Cave 2, I can level her up then. I can level up anybody specific that I need. So look for your 2 best AoEers. If you have a crazy AoE champion, use those 2, level her up. If you're free to play or low spender, if you're a whale or you've had insane luck, then don't worry about these rares. If you don't want to, don't worry about them. Go with what you want. But the idea is to have somebody like Furbath here that you keep. You got a healer that you keep. You've got your main character because he's just too versatile. Too damn good. So keep your main character. Plus we put scrolls already into your main character because they give you them for free, which increase their damage. 2 more DPS, so you have 4 kind of AoEers to run behind your tank that's running up front, and you'll be able to conquer the Goblin Caves. From there, we get all that experience to just blow up our roster and have everybody leveled up, but then we still have the core group to be able to go through and do the Harpy Cave, Grave of Curse Cave that we have unlocked right now, and anything else that we want to do, except for a whole bunch of good single target damage dealers to do on the Vortex. That's okay, because we're going to get all that experience, and then we're going to make those guys and level them back up for the Vortex, because the Vortex isn't that important right now. We can miss a few days of not doing amazing damage on the Vortex boss. That will be fine. Those are my thoughts on the reset. This is my team that I'm going to go with. It's going to be fine. We're going to get plenty of new experience. I can't wait to not reset anymore. I'm actually really excited about this, to get down to the new cave to unlock more dungeons. These dungeons are going to allow us to get these runes here once we can make rank 4. And once we make journey level 23, which I hope is tomorrow, I've got resources to already start making some rank 4s. So we'll be able to make those rank 4s and get to level 90 and make everything easier. Let me know your thoughts on this. Thank you so much for all the support. Please subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you all in a video soon.